If you touch his foot,
Don't touch his foot.
His legs.
Did that cause your toenails to fly off earlier in life? That's a different story.
That's way different. Are we live?
You are, yeah. I started recording when you were describing your ailments. It can all be edited.
Way different.
Pick up your microphone and hold it in front of your head.
Hold it in front of your head.
Or are we past that point?
We can make notes if you like.
He's taking notes.
During
What are you in
There'll be
class?
criticism later on. You can QC the whole hour.
You wanted to have it wrote down.
Testes. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, it's like a set of tennis balls.
He's so stupid.
You didn't open the
Plagiarize
podcast.
these. So I didn't. This is something
Episode
Chuck and I
4.
have struggled with before. This would be episode 4. You know, I've had
Almost
Chuck and
learned
I've done
something.
twice. You almost learned something. Tammy and I did ones with the kids.
I've listened to all
Where we
3 of
learned
them. Haven't
words.
learned anything.
Well, that's the point, right? You almost learned something.
I told Tammy the same thing. Tammy with a Y. I told her the same thing. That's just I almost learned something.
Almost, yes.
But I didn't.
That's exactly.
She said you're in the right place. You're in the right place.
That's right. So we're in a hotel room and see Jerry Seinfeld. So Lance Arnett.
We're excited about.
Yeah. Yes. Put the headphones. I don't know. Make sure.
Don't break them.
Yeah. They fit my head. They'll fit your head.
Because your head's
Why, my-
enormous.
Because my
A
head is
couple
so
of
big.
watermelons in here. So
That's as far as you can go.
we have 3 mics, 4 people, unfortunately. Tammy, my wife, Timmy with eyes, sitting beside us, acting as producer. Lance Arnett is a childhood friend, and we're both well into our 50s at this point, so there's a lot of...
Let's say lifelong friend at this
lifelong-
point.
Yeah. And his wife, Tammy with a Y. Tammy.
TNT.
No, we're not going to do that here.
So we don't really have a list of topics.
Hi, I'm Lance. I'm an alcoholic.
And we're about to show you.
I'm not an alcoholic, but I'm drunk right now. Been in the casino since 7:30 this morning.
That is true, right?
It is true.
Yeah. We just
Absolutely
got,
true.
Tammy and I stayed at a cross town hotel, but Lance and Tammy were down at the casino, and Tammy won $800.
I did. I won $800, and I got a buzz all before 9 o'clock. It was great.
It was a great day so far.
Not necessarily in that order.
It's only 10 minutes after 1 right now.
And I've been drunk twice.
Hungover once.
I did come in and take some Tylenol and drink some water.
Yeah, we got a case of water now, so we're good. So we can either hijack Chuck's topics,
Of hijacking Chuck's topics.
and Chuck will
Only
shout it
because
out.
I don't know him,
Yeah, that's right.
and I refuse to call him Chuck.
Yeah. His name's actually Charles, of course, so you can call
Okay,
him Chuck.
let's
Wagon.
do that.
Okay, Chuck, you're now Charles.
Chuck
when Lance
Charles.
is in the room.
Oh, that's a Chuck roast.
That's
Is that a different person?
another story.
Is this why you
That's
can't call
a
Chuck Chuck?
It's
Yeah,
a Zachary thing.
one of them.
This is one of the reasons Chuck can't be Chuck?
Yeah, one of the 2.
Poor Chuck.
Well, which one?
Well, I'm preferring to Chap. I don't know the other one. Maybe we have a different reason to feel sorry for him. See an issue.
What's he look like with his shirt off?
I haven't had that opportunity yet. I can't speak to that about Chapel anyway. But now I'm interested in your other Chuck, and why is he naked?
You do not want to hear the story.
But you will.
This is the guy in Nate Bargatze's where he don't have a shirt, so he doesn't put his jacket on
We
backwards.
told him to turn his jacket around. It didn't make any. Actually, it made it worse.
Okay, put it back on.
Let's get
Put it back on right.
Put it
back on
Put
the
it back
other
the other
How's
way.
your back worse than your
Yeah.
front? No, Charles, we can take a picture next time we're
Shirtless?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure he'd be willing to.
Wow.
Chuck's open.
He's
open guy.
committed.
He is. He may be one day.
I was gonna say. Is he?
And this is my first experience. I mean, this is the first I've participated in the podcast. So, but I've been mentioned
Actively, yeah. We talked about you.
4 or maybe 5 different occasions. I've been mentioned. A friend, a guy.
Well, that's your role in our fantasy football league. Your buddy's friend.
Buddy's friend. I haven't been referred to that in the podcast.
No, well, that's different folks. So
Yeah,
at some point we'll have them on too. But
it's
yeah.
a different group.
Yeah.
The bourbon connoisseur.
Yeah, that's what I refer to you as. Well,
I have
it's
trouble.
all- it's
I have
all
trouble
relative.
with that one. Yeah.
He's more like just a bourbon drinker.
Well, no,
well,
I'm that.
define connoisseur.
No, so is he.
Define connoisseur.
He's just got more bottles
doesn't-
at the house than
I
you
drink-
do.
You don't drink. You don't buy
drink
Evan
bourbon.
Williams in volume.
I drink bourbon. It's that makes me a connoisseur. Then
Well, I'd say relative to my level of
He
knowledge.
only drinks bourbon as much as he does is because I find different bourbons and I'm like, here, taste
Oh,
this
you're-
one. Try this one. Is this one good? That's why he's got so many bottles of it
This
at the
is
house.
Chuck's concern. He thinks
100%
Tammy's going to
true.
hate him because he keeps introducing me to different things, like the Scotch. The Scotch is completely Chuck's fault.
I've known you for 40 years,
I've
and she
never
doesn't
tasted-
hate. She doesn't hate me yet,
No.
so Chuck's fine.
There's a lot of people introducing things in my
Timmy
life.
wouldn't lie.
I forget that there was a time when you guys didn't know Tammy
It was a very short
because
period.
I'd only known the three
No,
of
it
you
was-
together.
Okay. This is my initial thought of this podcast was kind of going back through our history, and I don't recall. I know. Well, I assume we met each other in ninth grade because you went to Risley.
Started in Jane Macon.
You started in Jane Macon.
You
we
were there.
Yeah.
I didn't. You were on B, and I was on A.
You were over there with Al M. That bunch. Okay.
Yeah. Can we say names?
Yeah. I can edit it out.
There's 18.
Al's a sweet guy.
You got 18 subscribers.
I know. What the
I
odds of
can't
one of them being
target-
Al M
yeah.
are so slim?
How can I target out of the 5,000 people we know?
Yeah, this is a go for it. No, there's no such thing as bad press.
So, Ronnie Joyner, Al Lim,
yeah.
Kim Pageant.
Sheila
we were on
Martin.
the front. Sheila Martin. We were on the front end.
Yep.
And you guys
That's
were
right.
on. You were on B team.
So y'all didn't know each other.
I didn't know that.
not
I
in-
just
not-
found out
he
you went to
did-
Jane Macon.
Yeah, he didn't know I went to Jane Macon until right now. So
So ninth grade.
So yeah,
So were
Beaver
you,
and I were on the
you
other team.
stalking Buddy? Is that how you remember him?
no, he was
And he
talking
doesn't
me.
know
Yeah,
you?
we
He was
just
talking me.
Where'd you go to
He
elementary
didn't even know
school?
you went there, so how was he stalking you?
I think
exactly.
Just we've learned.
Can you cut her mic?
I can actually. But
A
don't
deer
want
in
to
the
at this point.
headlight look.
So where'd you go? Where'd you go to elementary school?
Why haven't y'all talked about this shit in
Ballard?
40 years?
I don't know.
We went to Ballard.
Okay.
To start-
and you went with Tammy then probably
I went to Ballard.
before she.
You had to. Yeah, because you just
Well,
lived right
She
well,
did. Then she.
until
They went to the school.
until
wore-
that.
Yeah.
Well,
They couldn't wear
I went
pants
to Ballard to third grade.
to third grade, and you're a year behind me. Yeah.
and then the britches thing got
Yeah.
wrapped around.
Dad had enough of the
Wrapped,
britches.
wrapped around the axles and
You've got to take those britches off.
What happened to your britches? I'm new to this.
Jamie hates this story. She hates with all
We're
of her.
all assholes.
See, Jamie
I'm
needs a
glad
mic.
she
too.
doesn't have a microphone. Where's the fourth microphone?
Here, I'll let you borrow
There's just
mine.
no cord.
I can give
She
her
can
one.
pretend. She has some input.
I
She
can
was
give
holding
her
an empty
one, but
mic.
there's no cord.
Yeah.
We're never going to make it through this podcast because we can't
No,
quit
it's gonna be
laughing.
9 hours long.
It's
gonna-
but it
gonna
had to be
be.
edited about like 6 minutes.
Buddy's gonna go through this next Thursday, and there's 15 minutes of this that we can actually publish.
Which cord I'm on here? Okay. Yeah. So you went to Ballard. Tammy went to Ballard. I went to Ballard for the gifted program, 4th, 5th grade. Yeah. Let me
Sure.
read out
Did
this.
you?
Yeah.
I was there.
In the gifted program, Miss
Yes.
Flanders.
Yes.
Why do we go on the same? Do we know each other?
No.
Do you look completely different?
I can tell you. Yeah.
Do we? ever?
Do I? Do I?
I had Wayne
I
Tyndall.
don't know. I don't know. I don't look the same as I did
In the 4th grade?
In the 4th grade.
I bet
is a
you're just as
revelation.
hairy as you were then.
No.
No, he did. He had just the same number of hairs, but they were holding his head.
It's the placement. The
It
place.
was Lance's hair on his head was crazy.
The placement is different now.
It slid off the back. It's on his back.
It didn't fall. It didn't.
The wind
I didn't
caught it.
lose it. I haven't lost any hair.
It just dropped.
It's just.
Gravity.
It's still there. It's,
It's just
it's
everywhere
elsewhere.
else.
It's elsewhere.
Everywhere else. From the shoulders
I can take
down.
my shirt off right now.
No, we're good.
Well, I take pictures of us. No, it's not.
You
it's
might
not-
get
that's
shot.
not
Someone
going
might
down
think
that
you're a
road.
bear.
I got to get Chuck with his shirt
I
off
know.
first.
That's the picture we need. All of us without shirts on. That's something the world needs to see.
Never.
That's horrible. That's scary. to think
Anyway,
about.
what was the next
Anyway.
topic? What was the next topic on the list?
No, we still haven't. I know. We was trying to create our history and kind
Who's
of
the
put that.
microphoneless person?
That's Tammy with an I. She's the producer today.
What is she screaming
Jamie.
at us?
We'll call her
What is
Jamie.
she screaming at us?
She's trying to keep us on track.
Okay.
I'm not doing well.
No,
Not at all.
I don't know.
Knew
have
this
to-
was gonna happen.
This is exactly why the podcast is named I Almost Learned Something, because I can never stay on track. Even with Chuck, who's very organized, you're very organized. Tammy's extremely organized. We've only been on that one.
And then there's
that
me.
one was pretty. And Tammy,
I'm a hot ass mess.
but I can't stay on track.
But you
so-
put the three of us together, or
It's a
any of the
problem.
four of us together, five of us, six of us. You could put any amount, any of our friends in a room together, and it's going to stray off.
Just goes off
Yeah.
the rails.
Yeah, exactly like this.
So Tammy, that's Tammy's role today, is to keep us on the path we've chosen. So
So what's the path?
The cho-
Tammy
just-
with an eye.
this was to begin at the beginning. You know,
Right.
how Lance and I. Yeah.
Okay.
Ninth grade. Don't go back to that Ballard when y'all didn't
Well,
know each
I
other.
was interested.
No,
though,
still
because
Ballard.
It was still.
Okay, so
It was a possibility if you were in a.
Lance was
they called it
stalking him.
enrichment
I'm on
at
fourth.
the time.
That's exactly what it was called. It
Yep.
was enrichment. So I walked in. Okay, you're gifted. I was already in second grade and third grade, and they already tried to skip me grades.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And my mother wasn't. She
She-
didn't.
she was down with that?
She wasn't down with that. So he needs to learn everything he can. Well, he's
done that
beyond
already.
this. He's beyond this. So we need to move him. No, I don't want to. So we have an enrichment program. Okay, so what is that? This is a.
This is the
So you go
middle
from the-
hallway.
But you go from the fourth grade hallway into the third grade hallway
Yep.
because you're smart.
That's right. You don't go. You back up one step.
So I'm a head taller than everybody in this building. Yeah, I'm not feeling it right now.
So you didn't participate in the.
No, hang on, I'm getting there.
He's slow.
We're just covering these in the enrichment program. Maybe it wasn't the enrichment program.
But it was in the third grade hallway.
So I'm in the fourth grade, so I'm walking down the third grade hallway, and I go into the enrichment room. Can I say name? You said we
Yeah.
can say names because the
This is on a
18,
disc
18
right here.
subscribers, 18 subscribers are not going to know.
Likely, and I don't think any of
I'm
them are
going
in
to
the
bring
gifted
that up a
program.
couple of times.
Better be nice
So
to
the
him.
18 subscribers, I see Lance Nasri.
Yes. Holy shit!
You were in the same. You were in that
Yes.
room.
Guy in the corner.
Yeah.
No, he was taller than me. Then
I'm taller, and kind of skinny guy.
No,
Taller,
I
not-
was short and skinny. I
No,
was
not the other Lance.
Oh yeah, he
I'm
was.
sorry, now we
he
got
was
two Lances.
no, he was taller than me. There were 3 Lances in our class, which is
Really?
unbelievable. Lance McLean, Lance Nasri,
Oh yeah, McLean wasn't in our class.
and the other one. What's the other one's name?
McLean's a year
Arnett.
younger than us.
Yeah.
Oh, he wasn't.
Might
He
have
was on the
been the
basketball
weirdo.
team, so that's,
That's
why I
right.
remember him. So
He was the white guy.
yeah, the other white guy. I was the white guy, and he'll tell you the opposite. He'll say he was the white guy and I was the other white guy, but I'm.
He was the white guy in high school. That's what I remember him.
Yeah, he was.
Anyway,
So I walk in, and I'm there about 10 minutes, and this is not for me. Yeah.
that's odd though. I never knew that. I knew you. I think I knew you went to Ballard because you lived on the street, but I didn't know you went. To,
As much stuff as we've talked about over the. How long have
we
known
never
each
talked
other?
about anything
How long-
serious though, or
Never.
Ever. So we've known each other since 83.
yeah, ninth grade, I guess.
Well, I guess we've known each other a lot longer than that.
Well, yeah, we didn't know each other.
77.
Maybe there was I don't remember talking about other kids in the enrichment class and forth. Who's that guy?
dude?
I know.
Who's,
Where did
who's the
guy
dude
go
with the
from
big
last week?
head?
Remember that guy coming here with all the hair? What happened to him?
He's bald now.
You won't believe it.
All of his hair is on his back.
He still has it.
He still has all of his hair.
So what was your... I feel like we met in the ninth grade. I don't remember. I don't have any distinct memories until we started driving for some reason.
The car made a difference.
Yeah.
I could leave my house.
That's a different thing
You could
nowadays.
leave because you were across town.
I was.
and yeah, we didn't get close, and we didn't get close until
We drove.
I mean, until we got a car.
I thought it had something to do with motorcycles.
That was
Still
probably after we drove.
Still after that was
We
after
didn't work together, nothing ever.
no,
At Pete's Inn, we did.
I was still driving.
It was after driving.
Yeah.
Though. We didn't get. I got
We
a
didn't
job
get
at
that.
Crane's.
We didn't get close
So
until
driver's license brought y'all together.
Probably so, because everybody
The
got mobile
DMV.
then. Yeah, that's right. Purposely so.
Brought together by the DMV.
yeah.
And we did bounce around. Once we got cars, we were gone constantly. To somewhere.
Never stayed home.
Never stayed home. It's a different world nowadays. But people don't like to do
Now
that.
all I want to do is go home.
Yeah, true that. We didn't have phones. It was before cell phones. I do remember, for a reason that made me think of this. You remember we went on a band trip? Not you, but I did, to Georgia, University of Georgia. We played at University of Georgia like every other year during halftime. And we had I almost didn't go, and we all went out. My parents went. So I had the house to myself. So then it became, do we go or do we stay here? So we decided to do both, and they left that day or whatever. And we went to Kyoto's and ate and drank and had beer at the house. And
Eat, drink, and be merry.
yeah, and we did both of those.
Where's Mary?
And then I had to go. I decided I better go. So we had to load the bus like midnight to go in a school bus to drive from Brunswick to Athens, which is no small trip. And we just ate Kyoto's, and I'm not feeling good. But I left, and I got on the bus. Lance stayed at the house. And then all the leftover beer, took the beer. I can't believe we had leftover beer. That's how old we were. I know.
Leftover
That
beer.
hasn't happened in a
I'm
long
sorry. Where's my Google machine? I got to Google leftover beer and see what that looks
There was
like.
part of a 12-pack or something. You stuck it in my closet and left. So we thought we're good. I wasn't home. Lance put it in my closet. So I get on the bus. I instantly throw up into a blanket. And then
Yours or somebody's?
Somebody's blanket. And so I ball it up and stick it under the seat, trying to look around, make sure nobody saw. And of course, it's pitch black in a school bus. And we stopped somewhere between here and Athens, here in Brunswick and Athens. And I threw the blanket under the bus. And then we went and got something to eat because now the nausea had passed. I'm no sobered up and fine, but it's
The
4
bus
o'clock
is
in the
spinning
morning.
wheels.
Well, then the teacher, whoever the chaperone was, when I come out of the McDonald's, whatever it was, we came out of into the parking lot, she goes, everybody got back on the bus. She gets on the bus. She goes, who threw the blanket under the bus? And I was petrified. It's like, I don't know how many bus, and I said, wasn't me. I was looking around like, so I did a good job apparently of nobody pointed me out or anything. Nobody answered anything. Who did it? Because they want to know. Because I'm sure it smelled great.
And the bus was hung up on
fried
it.
rice. Yeah. Yeah. Oh man, it was nice. And so nobody said anything, and nobody admitted to it. They just finally gave up, which of course they would. What are they gonna do? Take DNA evidence from? But when I came
We're all
back,
14.
Yeah, I know.
Who's going to tell on nobody?
but we were 16 at the time because I remember when we
Okay.
came home. For
You were still
whatever
driving.
reason, my mom went into my closet and found the beer.
Your room for you, that's why.
Probably, but my closet in Beverly Shores, those houses are tiny, and the closet was from me to Tammy. I mean, it was this
No, it was the size of this.
that light.
No, the.
Yeah, that's right. That's about right.
That's,
Yeah,
that's the exact
it's about
size.
3 by 3 maybe.
Yeah.
Nobody can see you, right?
It's 3 by 3.
Y'all
What?
on TV.
It's given a description.
This ain't TV. You weirdos.
I have the face for radio.
That's right.
You
I don't
damn
have the
sure do.
voice. I don't have the voice for radio. I have the face
As
for
long as you're
radio.
not singing, you're good.
Well, yeah, my parents my mama found, I'm sure, found the beer. So they were waiting on me. But you remember, I don't know if you remember this or not, you went to my house to find me before I got back, just to go.
I was there by myself.
You thought I was
I remember.
there, yeah.
I remember.
Because
I remember.
I passed you on the spur and you were flagging me down like your car was on fire. Hey, hey!
My car was on fire.
You pulled over, your parents found the beer. I said, what beer? The beer I put in your closet. Oh, great. It's going to be a fun ride home. So, yeah, they grounded me or something. I was stuck at home for weeks. I can't remember. I couldn't go anywhere but school and back home. But, yeah, so for whatever reason, I remember we were turning right by the Pepsi place. I was coming down.
You don't remember what your father said to me?
And no, I wasn't there. I mean, I remember what he said to me.
He brought me into your room.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he did. And he
He
opened
knew
up.
he had something to do
he
with it.
opened up the. How?
Because you were there by
I know,
yourself.
we were tied to the hip.
He opened up the door. He said, "What is this?"
Hey, look here, old man. You don't know what that is by now. That time you learned.
Why are you? Who are you? The police?
He just it looks like Buddy's beard. Let me get the hell out
Do
of
we
here.
need to get? Do we need to get him some help?
Yeah.
I've got a couple of numbers.
Just completely
I got
flip sides.
I got a couple of numbers that we can call.
I'll go get him.
And he asked me specifically. He said, "Did you have enough?"
Obviously.
I said, "No."
You said no. You don't
I
be too
said no.
agreeable.
I said, "I thought he. Were you drunk? Did you just get hammered? You just had enough, and these were left over?" It's like, "No, we didn't have enough. I said, we were just
But Buddy had to
done.
leave, and-
we're just done."
It happens
And
sometimes.
he looked at me. Your father looked at me. He's like, "You're an idiot.
Please leave my house.
You gotta get out of here. You gotta go."
Charlotte's angry beyond. She can't even
She didn't
talk.
even come in. Yeah, she didn't even. She was outside at that point.
Yeah, they were pretty hot when I got home. But they got all. We got past.
They
it.
got over it.
Yeah. It was like it took a while. It took weeks.
Yeah.
For me being home every day. That probably wore thin after a while. Okay, you have to go.
Then they were ready for you to go.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember you turning around the corner and telling me that. And I was like, shit. Because my mom said, why did he put it in the closet? Why didn't he take it with him? No. So,
They'll never look in here. They'll never look in
It's
here.
like they got home, opened the front door, and went straight to my closet because they didn't beat us home by far. Anyway, I do remember that. That's my first. I don't know if that's our earliest memory of us being in trouble, but that was
That's probably
the serious
it's
one.
close.
No,
It's probably close.
we never got in trouble at your parents' house. We'd always go back there in George's.
That's
walk-in
because
cooler.
he was the baby. He
tell
wasn't
you.
the
How
was the
baby. He
oldest
was
the
the
baby?
oldest
How's the
because
oldest
You're the only
your
son.
mother coddled you until the day she died. She loved you. You were just the king
Lance
You
is a
were
good
the-
guy.
How much longer are we at in this podcast?
of everything. Your sisters hate you because
Let me
of
look
that.
at the producer. She's not wrapping it up yet, so
It's
we
'cause she
still got a
knows.
little ways to
She
go.
knows.
I do remember.
The other story I remember is the cat. The
Oh,
The cat and the
So
motorcycle.
back in the day, this is back in the day. That's right. We always.
Huh?
We always raced on the weekends. Once we had cars, we discovered
Oh, yeah.
we liked faster cars.
Right.
So
Some faster than others.
Some faster than others. But we used to race on Kate Road was the big place, but
Right.
99 also. And out there on
If it
99,
was-
this is a story Ansley still likes to this day, I think. On 99, it was just pitch black because this is
Nothing.
back
There's
before there was any
nothing.
neighborhoods or anything out there.
No golf course.
Nothing. Yeah.
No housing
It's just a big
development.
2-lane road, and so you can't see anything except for headlights. And the cars had taken off. We were just standing on the side of the road, but you can see like moonlight and silhouettes and stuff. And I look over and Lance's arm is swinging like a pinwheel. So what's he doing? And you kind of got to focus trying to look into this moonlight. So what do you got? It's a cat.
You're
It's
an
a
ass.
dead cat. And that's not a cat.
It's a dead cat.
It's a dead
by the
cat.
tail. But he's working, so he can't talk a lot. It's a cat. And he flings it. I said, so what? It's a dead cat.
I didn't fling it.
You did fling it.
The fur, no.
Oh,
the
the
fur
tail
came
popped
off.
off.
The fur came off of his tail and it slipped out of my hand. I wasn't wound up yet.
I remember that cat coming through there. It's like, oh shit, it's a cat.
Disgusting. Why would you pick up a dead cat?
So you can't sling it to disprove a theory. You can't swing a
What
dead.
was the
He was
theory?
doing
You
science.
can't swing a dead cat,
Oh God.
and you can't swing a dead cat. They always tell you can't swing a dead
Without hitting somebody.
without hitting somebody. I said,
You
well,
did.
you just
You did. You didn't hit anybody, I don't think.
no, but you can't swing a dead cat.
Well, you did.
No.
You swung it. And you did not hit anyone.
You can't swing a dead cat because it got away from me.
Well,
it was gone.
you
I,
did
mean,
realize-
I wasn't there yet.
You went full.
I wasn't there yet.
Centrifugal force
So you
wasn't where you
can't,
needed to be.
you can't. All the hair came off the tail, and the cat was gone. So you can't swing a dead cat.
I told Ansel that story. She goes, "You did what?" Yeah, I know. It's bizarre. He picked up a damn animal off the side of the road
He's disgusting.
You're disgusting.
and pinwheeled
Boys.
it around until it slipped out of his hand. Apparently, I don't remember that part. I thought you purposely flung
No,
it.
the hair came off the tail, and
Okay.
it was just.
Because you don't pick dead things up off the road, you weirdo.
No, you ride a motorcycle across the front of them.
Oh, well, then there's that. What was that? That was a hog,
That
wasn't
was
it?
a giant hog.
It was
Uh-huh.
it was bigger than this bed.
Yeah, it's a
Again,
queen size.
this is not
It's a queen
television.
size
This is not
hotel
television.
bed.
This is not television. But he's sitting on a queen bed,
Yeah.
clothed. But
That's right. Yes. Okay, let's get all the details.
Because we're in a
No
hotel
one's
room
nude
at the Hard
in
Rock.
the hotel room.
and his feet are on the floor.
Yeah, 1 foot. Yeah.
Tell the story about the hog.
So we both at some
This is
point.
Jetport Road.
Lance is always
This is Jetport Road.
Yeah, Jetport Road back in the day before.
Lance is always
before-
around dead animals.
No,
Well, we didn't
No.
we didn't search this out. We found the place to ride.
We happen upon
Yeah, a
dead
giant
animals.
hog. Lance just thinks
That's
the
not
thing-
my fault.
Now we
No.
do. This is all true. Lance is correct. We happen upon dead animals. After that, though, Lance plays a role in deciding what we do next.
God.
So you pick up a dead cat, you try to fling it, hair
can't
comes
just-
off. Look, there's a giant hog. Let's run over it.
Let's do a burnout on it.
Well,
Back of the back tire, and then spin his nipples off. Well, I don't know why.
He's gross.
well, it's next to a giant dirt hill.
With the
So
thought,
I'm
yes.
coming down the hill.
Yeah.
You come
You did
across
it
the dead.
first.
You come across.
Yeah.
Titties.
I mean, I
That's what
did
it
do
was.
it, but it was only because it looked fun when you done.
Well,
Titties. That's what it was.
It was
He's
the-
got a
it was the
fascination with
hog was
titties.
rolled up on its
nobody
back.
could do on a motorcycle what I could do as Terry Gravola. How did you do that? How did, I don't know.
How?
You can. There's a trail this big, and your motorcycle stuck to it while you came out the other end. I don't.
Why? That's
I
the
don't.
more important
I
question.
don't. I don't why. It's because. The answer is
there's a hog
because.
there.
The how is my daddy. I mean, that's just.
It was so weird that why the hog was there for one thing, but then we rode past it. Or I rode past it. You stopped. And I had to go turn around and see what you're doing, and you were pushing the back tire up onto him. And then the white stuff shot out of
The
its
big
nipple
boulder.
hole.
I don't know where did the boulder come from?
It was just near the hog. Did the hog run into the boulder and die? Somebody, I don't know if the hog. It was a huge hog. What was there?
Or the hog ran into the hill and the boulder fell off.
Maybe. The hog was free of any.
You pick out the boulder and you throw it into the hog's stomach, and
Yeah, that's another thing. The hog was bloated by this point. It
the
was
mayonnaise dispenser.
God. You were
Which can-
so
It
gross.
can only be taken off by the knobby on a KX 250. Do it again. It's got
All
eight
right,
nipples.
we got to go. We got.
We got 8 turns of this. Yeah, it was a bad scene. But he was
Nobody else wants to do that but you. So we're done here.
Yeah, that was a good story for a long time.
Are you drinking any bourbon today? Or you just brought it over to look at?
That's the end of the
yeah,
show.
that's the end of the show.
Calm down.
Oh, I
Calm
was
down,
just
ladies.
wondering.
When are you going to open?
Well, I was just wondering if someone was going to get up, I was going to have them make me a drink.
That's the producer.
So the next story is the going up the bridge.
Okay, there's some legality issues around this one, but we won't mention what state the one was in when this happened. Lance may or may not remember this. So, the green Toyota Corolla.
Oh, I have pictures of that. The one y'all put in the ditch.
Oh, this thing.
That's
went
a Honda
mini-
Civic.
That's a Honda Civic.
That
Yes,
was-
that's,
oh.
yeah.
That's a different
There's
story.
a picture of that.
That
That's a
was-
different story.
That was green too. That was your sister's
That was
car,
silver.
right?
No, that was Daddy's car.
The one where there's the picture where you're standing there with your little mullet.
You're gonna have to be more specific because we had mullets from 1983
And we had
until
Chris Taylor at the time who was taking pictures of everything.
I thought you said that was Dina's car.
She did drive it, I think.
I mean, there's a picture. I have a picture, a literal picture of
She didn't
him.
put it in the ditch.
Him standing there looking at some
And
people,
how-
and the ditch. The car is in the ditch, and there's 2 people on top of the car.
I'm telling you,
That
that's
seems
a
right.
Honda Civic.
Yeah.
Well, you can't see what it is because it's in a ditch.
I can see what it is. It's
Well,
a-
I
he
couldn't
was
from the
there.
picture.
kill that, Mike.
It was a Honda Civic. I do remember the car. We didn't spend too much time in that. We spent a lot of time in the Corolla.
That was the only time I took it out, actually. And it,
Yeah, you can't have that anymore.
Ditch.
He brought it back home. Dean was like,
There's
nope,
probably a hog in the ditch you wanted to run over.
that's your last trip in the Civic.
in the hatchback. I got to drive that to work, and that was his daily driver.
And it's got pictures of it in the ditch.
Now you're squeaky.
Can you hear it?
Oh yeah, you are squeaky.
I'm being relocated by the producer.
Producer wasn't happy with the setup with him.
Thank you, Tammy, with an I.
So then the Corolla, there was many trips in the Corolla. Oh, there's two good stories about the Corolla, like off the top of my head. The first one you're talking about, we were out. It was me, you, David Wallen, and somebody else. Who was the fourth person?
I only remember 3.
Was it Randy Hicks? Would that be too weird?
Yeah, that's later.
Yeah.
At that point, it's got to be me and you and David. Walt,
Maybe.
without getting his clearance revoked.
It's only, I think he's retired now. So
Oh, is he? Okay.
it's gonna be. I think he's working for Fleet Tech.
we won't use his last name.
No, Walt, because there's tons of Walts.
Yeah.
That went to school
Walter.
with.
Cashew.
It was actually
Was it-
Walton, wasn't it? Was his name Walter or Walton?
Walton.
I think
It
it
was
was
Walton.
I ain't seen Walton.
Let's just say Cashew.
Cashew. That's right. Everybody's the
Randy
same name. It's so
Randy
accurate.
James don't care, so we can use his
That's
full
right,
name.
yeah. He'll be happy to participate.
He
Yeah,
might
but
subscribe.
he very well may. He'll want to be on it. Though.
I'm trying to get Chuck to subscribe.
Chuck, yeah,
Liking,
Chuck. Come on,
and
Chuck.
subscribe.
You know how this works.
Chuck.
Chuck's son has way
Look at
more
the top of
followers
the
than I
page.
do.
Chuck. Look at the top of the Charles. Chuck Charles. Look at the top of the page. There's 2 buttons. Like and there's a thumbs up.
Well,
Hit it.
Chuck's very straightforward and honest. He may not like it. He may not feel like it deserves a like. Even
Never
though he's not-
considered
yeah,
that.
And he's
Even though he's a participant,
yeah, he's
he
like,
still
"This is
doesn't
not
like
where
it.
he needs it to be."
Okay.
That's a possibility.
Okay.
But anyway, we were in the
I'll
Corolla
let that go.
with the 4 people. I swear it was 4 people, but you and I were in the front, and David. I remember him screaming in the back,
He was terrified.
and I was kind of terrified. But I was, let's see what happens. But
That's how I feel when I ride with Lance now.
we got off the side of the road on the railroad tracks. Right, where the railroad tracks cross Old Jessup right there. So we're talking about the 95 intersection overpass of Old Jessup Road.
Right. I mean, southbound. The southbound side.
Yeah, southbound 95, southbound lane. And we drive off the road across railroad tracks at a pretty high rate of speed for a Toyota Corolla. And I think either we blow 1 or 2 tires off the rim immediately.
I thought it was 1.
Maybe it was 1.
I thought
Boy, we crossed.
We're just-
regardless, we got to cross railroad tracks.
we're just down the road from the house.
We could throw a rock.
It's not a big.
Another story.
Not. Not.
That we
not
probably shouldn't talk about.
Not a big deal.
We got to cross railroad tracks with maybe 3
Statute
tires.
of limitations are gone.
I hope so.
So let it go.
There
Just
literally are
let
people
it
in these
fly.
stories that are no
let
longer
let it fly.
alive, so.
Let it fly.
So we get across the railroad tracks, and we didn't know why. Only you know why. That we were even over there.
I still don't
off
know
the
why.
road.
I don't know.
We thought we were going to your house, but somehow we crossed
We
railroad
were
tracks.
still on the way to the house.
Well,
we
now
came
we've
off it?
gone off at a vector of maybe 70 degrees.
Well.
We're headed south.
General
We're
direction.
no longer on the pavement.
General direction.
The railroad tracks crossed the pavement, and instead of following the pavement, you decided to go the railroad track way, so we get in the dirt next to the Old Jessup Road. And so the next choice we got to make is, now they have 3 tires, is now what? Well, we never slow down. We just keep going straight for where the dirt starts to go up a hill to where you would get on 95, say if there was an entrance ramp or an exit ramp. If there were one there, there's not. That's where it would be. But now we're climbing this hill in a 80? It's late 70s, early 80s
And
Corolla.
I'm going to say 81.
It was painted green
I'm-
with a roller, I believe.
No, it was green originally.
Oh,
Painted yellow with a roller.
roller, okay. So it's real
Because
obvious.
it got skinned up somehow.
Yeah,
we don't-
something
we don't-
happened.
we
Can't imagine
we don't
getting
know,
skinned
probably
up.
vandalism.
We don't.
Probably someone threw a damn cat at it.
Somebody keyed it.
it was
Somebody keyed it in the Winn-Dixie parking
that's
lot.
right. I'm sure
You
that's
know,
what it was.
Hairless cat coming
so this-
by.
They had
Yellow,
to,
green-
Daddy had to paint it.
Hand-painted Corolla with 3 tires is trying to climb the embankment on 95. And I don't know what would have happened if we'd have made it. Would we have tried to get on 95?
No, no.
Because Because there's a rail in there too.
Yeah, so what happened?
You
Did you
just
go
go up and come back down. No,
Oh, we were going to make a
it
U-turn.
was you
make
could
it a
see
U.
it.
This thing is.
You could see it.
What is that?
You can
It's
see
a
it.
45-degree angle.
No,
It's a
more than
U-turn.
that.
No, it's more than 40. It's more than 40.
At that point, it's
All
not a
you can do-
U-turn. It's
all
called
you can
flipping a
do is go
bitch.
up as high as you can go, and then turn around, come back down,
And that's
then
kind
go
of
home,
That
And
and,
then go-
you what you're describing happened.
and then go home.
And then just go home.
We didn't U-turn though. I think we rolled back down the hill backwards, and that's when David
Until I
screamed.
got
That's when I-
experience. Until I was experienced.
we did try again.
Yeah.
Right, well, so you guys were 16? Had your
16,
license like a
17,
week?
maybe.
Yeah, that was.
We weren't sure what was happening.
So it was in the summertime because you came home from Panama for your driver's license. So
Well, I don't know what we did. How we got in that position? Like I said, it was weird. We were just expecting the
No,
unexpected.
I was.
Lance
we
drove
were,
off
we
the
were
road.
coming
Okay,
home.
we're going.
here.
This poor Corolla
Oh, this is fun.
couldn't have the horsepower to get up the hill, but we got up there pretty good.
And then come back down.
Then we tried it again. So something. Well, I think we'd had no more than 2 tires, but Lance, like I say, then we drove back down the hill. Somehow got on the pavement, sparks flying, wheels on the ground.
It was still the
Drove
the one
home.
flat tire, and
So we had to go get. I think Lance got. We got to get another car. Yeah, we do, because we're stuck with you. And we got. I don't know how we got away from there. What happened then?
I was home.
Yeah, you were done.
I don't know what. I don't know. I
All right,
don't
we'll
know
see y'all
what,
tomorrow.
I don't,
Hey,
I
y'all
don't
get
know
home
what
from
the
here.
hell happened to you three.
Is that? I think that's when we had to call somebody. We had to call. This is all tied
Again.
together. I think this is all tied together. We left your car. We didn't have a way. It was Randy.
this
Hicks,
is
I
where
think.
the stories start changing.
That's where Randy Hicks came in.
Because remember, we went knocking on doors. Remember those people with the fruit stand?
Now
was
we're
set
knocking
up?
on doors.
This is the first house on the
Soliciting
other
for a
side
tire.
of 95. It's still there. It's been redone, I think, now. It's before you get to the curve.
Oh, I
We
forgot.
knocked on their door. Randy Hicks did.
I was asleep.
And he
I
called
was
Mitch
asleep
Riker.
by then.
I think, I don't know. Yeah, well,
I just-
you don't have a memory of it, but you were there. You took the car home.
Okay.
We knocked on doors. I don't know why we didn't use your phone. This is late at night. And he's knocking on doors of random people up inside Old Jessup Road. And somebody answered the door and let him use the phone. Now, Randy looked like a politician, so he was like, oh, yeah, he was trust him. So he called Mitch Riker. Mitch
His
come and
hair's
got us.
cut.
Yeah, he was a pretty boy, so he's like, yeah, they'll answer his phone. The rest of us just kind of hid in the trees. Let's not go up there. Let's leave Randy by himself. He got a hold of Mitch. Mitch come guide us in that 87 pickup truck. It was
Mitch.
brand new, Riker.
Oh,
Remember that?
That's where. Okay.
This story goes on
And now
with other people in our
tied it
lives.
all together.
So there's a single cab pickup with me, you, David.
And the
There
other
had to be
guy,
at least 4 or
and
5
the
of us.
other guy,
Yeah.
whoever the other, if the
It
other
ain't
guy was
Randy.
out,
I think
if
it
the
was
other
Randy.
guy was out there, if anybody recognizes this story,
Randy Hicks. Remember, if you remember the story,
please call Tammy with a Y.
comment below.
At 9.
Don't call me.
That's another lunatic I'd like to talk to, Randy Hicks. But he come picked us up under the overpass. We had to tell him where we were. Where are you? Under the overpass, like trolls or something. Yeah, we're under the overpass.
No, say that again. I misunderstood you.
And Mitch didn't drink or anything. He was a straight shot. He come got us, and we drove all of
Because
us.
he only lived right there on 341, right?
it was not far away.
It was like literally one block away.
I might have some of the names wrong, but it was Mitch that picked us up because we had the windows down and we were driving to the mall. We were at the mall. Somebody left their car, maybe me, at the mall. So he picked us up, took us down Old Jessup Road. So anybody not familiar with these old trucks, it's a single cab. So it's made for 3 people tops. We had at least 5 in the cab.
Yeah.
And Lance is laid across all of our laps. He's horizontal.
I had to.
And his feet's almost in the driver's seat. His head's out the passenger seat. And we made it all the way to the mall. And somebody pulls up behind us in a car and slams on the brakes. And was like, what's going on? He hops out. Hey, y'all throwing rocks at my girlfriend. As he was pissed. We were throwing rocks at his car or something. We were like, what are you talking about? He's like, yeah, y'all busting my windshield. I got my girlfriend here. I just kicked somebody's ass. And so we were really taken aback, all of us. And we were like, man, I'm sorry. We all know what you're talking about. He said, oh, I know y'all did. And he grumbles off and gets back in the car and leaves. So we pile out. I was like, what the hell is he talking about? I said, I don't know. Look over, Lance is pulling rocks out of his pockets, just dumping them on the ground. Where do you get rocks from? Over there, railroad tracks. Well, we was waiting for the car. Did you just throw a rock at that car? I threw rocks at a lot of cars. So we almost got our ass beat, but we didn't know why. Lance says, I don't know what's happening.
Or who.
The rocks just pouring out of his pocket. Like he was mad the trip was so short.
I'm done with these.
I don't need more rocks.
I got way too many of these.
Oh, boy. That poor guy. He was,
Was Lance the one that did the Christmas tree? Not
yes. So the same Corolla, actually. We're at so this is Altama Avenue.
It was green then.
It was
still.
green, yeah. And it blended in with the Christmas trees nicely. So there, if anybody remembers, this is like 86, 87, there's a Christmas tree lot where the AutoZone is now. It's kind of in front of there, I guess. Somewhere in that. It was Harvey's at the time, Harvey's grocery store, in that grassy area beside, which would be beside AutoZone.
Actually, it was Eckerd's Drugs.
Eckerd's was...
We had one of those.
Nope.
Where was
It was McDonald's and Eckerd's Drugs. It's been way too long.
It has been way too. I don't remember Eckerd's. I remember McDonald's has moved from where we were.
And McDonald's was on the corner.
Where Walgreens
and it
is at now.
moved. Walgreens?
Yeah, there's a Walgreens on the very
Well,
corner
anyway.
where McDonald's was.
But the corner business in that building was Eckerd's. Brian King worked there forever.
Oh, God.
Or,
That wasn't across the street,
what?
Eckerd's.
No.
I'm completely lost. I remember McDonald's being on the corner. Then the next
But then
building
that
down was
little-
Eckerd's.
The little grassy area was just curbed, just
Yeah, it was just
green
like-
space.
That's all it was.
And, that's,
every
and they just
Christmas
planted,
they
they
would
just
put up-
planted Christmas
that's
trees
right.
in it.
And they would just set up Christmas trees for sale. Yeah. And Lance and Mark Reiner, another name that was going to probably be mentioned often.
I thought it was Chris.
No, I think you're with Mark.
Was it?
Yeah.
Well,
Either one. It's
two.
they're-
There's
two sides of the same coin.
yeah.
Lord Roger and y'all drive through the parking lot, and instead of turning and going out the exit, you just drive into the Christmas tree sales. And you're driving.
Do this.
What we could tell was between the aisles, and then you start seeing the tops of the trees go fold over.
Or boom. But by the
drives-
time we got to the end,
Drives out of the Christmas tree sales place towards the front between Eckerd's and McDonald's, wherever that was, onto Altama, makes the right onto Altama, immediately gets pulled over by the police. And we're all in the parking lot going, oh, this is it.
he's done.
We got to start pulling our money.
They finally got
It's finally
him.
happened.
They got him.
So he pulls up, the cops pull him over. Mark's in the passenger side. I think Mark had panicked at this point, if I remember the story correctly. He was
No, he
rummaging
was
through
full panic mode. It was,
was-
Mark. You're right.
because he was
it
going to the glove box. He
I
was looking
forgot
for
it was-
something.
No, he's. If you remember correctly,
Apparently not.
I was looking for insurance card
Yeah.
and registration, and Mark says, I opened the glove box, and there was nothing.
Nothing.
There was nothing. There was nothing there. He said, I was looking at my feet. He said, I opened the glove box, and I could see my feet.
There was no bottom.
There was no bottom. There was nothing.
Just a door to nothing.
He said, so I moved my feet. I moved my feet out of the way.
But we don't
Can't
know
do
what's
this.
going on.
And the cop was just in there screaming at me, you can't do this, you can't do this. I said, okay, I'm still looking for my...
we're 100 yards away. We can't hear anything. We just see the cop, berating y'all, whatever. And I was like, oh, he fixing to be out with hands behind him. Then he gets back in the car and leaves. And then y'all leave. I was like, what happened?
What just happened?
There's no way that happened. Because we all thought he saw you do what you do. I don't know. Maybe did you stop? Did it stop at the stop sign?
I didn't stop at the stop sign coming
It
out.
wasn't obviously for running through a Christmas tree sale.
Coming out, no, it wasn't that. It wasn't being hammered.
No, just unconscious out behind the wheel. Everything was fine.
Yeah,
You run a stop sign.
You ran a stop. Yeah, I'll do better.
Okay.
I'll do
It
better.
was amazing. It really was.
Okay. The best story.
The best story.
The man at Renovision in the house.
Oh, God. Truck 20, truck 6.
The best story?
Oh, well,
that the-
describe the best. So,
Can we pause this?
No, I think we should roll right into this one.
Okay.
This is. It depends on what side of the game you played. This is the best story, but so we worked at Renovision. This is post high school. 88.
I'm sorry, define Renovision.
Yeah, that's.
Are you renting TVs?
Yeah, you say that word
Are
now,
you-
people think it's a rent center.
Right.
So Renovision was a cable company, and I don't know when they started. Probably in the 60s, maybe. In Brunswick? 70s. I don't know.
70s.
But it was Renovision when we worked
Yeah.
there, and I left in 80. No, when did I leave there? 91.
90 or 91.
You were married.
Yeah, the year we got married. So I left for
Were you
renovation.
married?
We got married
Then?
in 91.
When he left?
September 91.
No, got married afterwards. I left earlier. I left, I think it's February 91 or something.
You were already at Bresnan by.
Yeah. When we got married.
Okay.
September 91.
In
Jessup. At Woodbine. Both places. But we worked at Renovision, the cable company. They had a compound in the back. They had a tech center where we all met in the morning and got our work. Then in the back, you had gas and supplies and all that stuff. The head end was back there. Had a gated compound. Well, we'd go back there, fuel up every morning, come back out, and there was
I know where this is going.
There's at least two houses right there on that side.
Yeah,
of the
there's one at the gate. There's one at the gate.
at the gate, which is the one we're going to
just
discuss.
literally.
And there's one on the corner.
You have
kinda.
truck 21 sitting in this lady's front yard.
No,
I enjoy this. You know,
you had 21. What's
No,
20?
21 was the
What's
big
one?
dinosaur.
Yeah, the big
that was
C
the
whatever
dinosaur.
Chevrolet.
Yeah, that was the
bucket
big
in front of it.
dinosaur bucket.
So the big truck.
That's what you were trying to do installs out of.
Installs
or
and
service calls
Yeah.
out of
It's a construction truck.
the day this was happening.
It's real loud. It's
Because I
awful.
could hear. Well, I'm
stopped.
trying to cut it. I'm
Yeah.
trying to.
So-
I didn't stop. Stop.
No.
Stop.
So we're coming out at the compound. Did I? No, you stopped
I
first.
was first.
You were there. You're already
Because
there.
the lady was. She flagged me down.
So you were coming out of the compound.
I was ahead of you.
You were ahead of me. I was still getting gas or whatever.
Yeah.
So so you pick it up. Since I wasn't there at this point, you tell what happened. So you're coming out of the compound. This house is around. It's a little Jim Walter looking house on the left hand side.
Yep. So you got the tech center on one side. On the right hand side, this old house this house on the left hand side, and then another house on the corner as you get to the stop sign. So we're going about our day, you know, as entertaining as those were. So I'm coming out of the gate, and this lady is standing, and literally both front doors match up. The front door to her house is the front door to the tech center, and she's just waving. She's just two hands over her head, you know, just waving,
very
just
excited,
flagging.
yeah.
She's panicked at this point. She's waving me down. So I stopped. Oh my God, you got to help me. You got to help me. You got to help me. And I have no idea at this point what that means. So I get out of the truck. I go into the house, and her husband her husband was in a wheelchair at some point, came around the corner, spun out, flipped it, and dumped him
You
out.
didn't see all this. You just this is
I didn't
you,
know.
this
This is what I'm.
is
This is my.
recreation
This is
of what happened.
yeah. This is my best guess as to what.
Judging by his body position, wheelchair
Yeah,
position.
I've seen enough. I've seen enough. Forensic files that I can kind of paste some stuff together.
Yeah.
And this is I didn't see any of this. This is just my best guess. So he came out of the kitchen. It got away. Came in too hot. Flipped it over, fell out. She just needed me to put him back in his wheelchair.
That's all she needed.
That's all she needed. That was her request.
He was fine.
He was fine. I mean, with the exception of
He was nearly dead at that point. He was this is a very old man.
he could not.
He was in a wheelchair all the time.
Yeah, he could not help me at all. So I try to. I watched the, emergency and all the ER shows. So you have to lift them up behind, under their arms and lift with your legs and not with your back. And I got all that going. He's dead weight at that point.
He's not participating at all. Yeah.
He's not helping me. I can't do any of it. So she's yelling, she's screaming at me, help him, help him, help him. Lady, I'm trying to help him.
You see this vein in my forehead?
you go get me some help. You go out your front door, and the first person that comes out of that gate, you can get them in here, and they need to help me. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I hear truck 21 coming. Oh my God. No, get me the next person. Get me the next person that comes out of the gate. I can't do this. So I'm standing here. I've got a double underhook. I've got a double underhook, and I look up at the front door, and there's Buddy Cross standing there,
Bewildered. What's going on?
What are you doing?
Why are you wrestling
What are you doing? Did you do this? And should I be calling the cops right now? No, get over here and help me. Help me. Help me.
Because I walk in, and I have no idea what's going on. The old woman said, my husband needs help. I didn't know you were in there, of course. So I walk in
Where's
the
my
door.
truck? I never asked you that.
I don't remember because it's right there all parked together. So you probably pull back into the tech center
Maybe.
or something.
Trying to keep from hitting her.
Yeah, because you're in the
Maybe.
way. She's in the road. When I walk in, you're in the. You have him in that position you just described.
Can you kill that mic?
I just want to turn. Made a little bit of noise.
Too much snoring in that one.
You're in that position, double underhook. You have him. He's probably on his butt's probably 6 inches off the ground. You're doing
That's all
you
I
can
could do.
You're doing all you can do.
I mean, I was in good shape then. I was.
We were young. We may have been 20
I
years
was
old.
20,
Probably.
21.
But I seen you, and I was like, oh. And then neither one of we made eye contact, and we instantly both of us looked away. It's like, we can't do this. This is never going to work.
And I lost everything I had.
He said he went straight back to the ground.
He was exactly where I was when I found him.
This is you're just trying to show me this is what we're dealing with.
This is what I got. Can you help me?
So now it's two people trying their best not to laugh at it. A poor old man is laying on the ground and some woman screaming at us.
And we're trying to get
him
to
back in
Dunkin'
the chair.
Donuts.
That's all we wanted. We just wanted it over with. So if together, somehow, I don't remember the act of actually putting him back in the chair, but I remember it wasn't easy. I do remember straining to the two of us because we had to pick him completely up off the ground and place him in the chair.
He was dead weight.
Yeah. And
I do remember after that happened, I never looked at you in the face.
we couldn't.
I couldn't. I left. I walked out immediately. I probably didn't talk to you for 3 days.
It was horrible. It was the worst situation.
Y'all could look at each other.
You couldn't.
We couldn't.
We
I
locked eyes. It's like, oh man,
No.
this is the worst possible case.
Let's handle this. Let's
Get out of
deal.
here.
Let's deal with this. I'll go about my business. I got a stack of shit in my truck that I got to handle today. I'm sure you've got the same. I'm not sure what you got going on, but let's
Don't care.
Yeah,
Just get out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a horrible time.
I'll see you on Thursday.
That's about the size of it. We had a couple
I forgot
situations.
about that.
Oh, God.
Thank you, producer. Tammy with an eye.
Tammy's favorite. Because you can put yourself in that position where you know this is not the person I need to be in this room doing this with. We did that again. It was when we bought that truck you had.
More
that blue
than
and silver.
it was more than once.
Somebody does something stupid that you realize that I know exactly what's going on. You know exactly what's going on, but we're the only two that knows what's going on, and we can't look at each other because this is going to end poorly. That happened at several truck episodes. The guy with the side window to Misters, he kept advertising that Ford truck. We were taking a test drive in Jacksonville. This is before you bought your blue and silver one, and he had the little on the door. This is like a 88 truck.
Dude,
It's got
you
the side
tell me
window.
you
You
tell
kept
me you
saying-
can't remember anything.
Well, there's certain things I can remember.
Oh.
And that one struck me because there was three of us in this single cab truck again. The guy, because the dealer had to ride with you because we were
The
18
Feldman
years
was
old.
in the middle.
Yeah, and he was pointing out, and this one's got the side window to and we started looking, what? Who gives a shit about that? And he brought it up like 3 times. Like he was amazed by these side window demisters. They're just vents that blew air onto the little
I'm going to
stupid
send
window.
this one home. I'm going to close this deal.
This is what we've been looking for. A stick shift Ford truck with a side window
do you know
demisters.
how long I have been looking for one of these?
It was awful. And we're just sitting there giggling. You don't know what we're giggling about. We're kind of vibrating on both sides of the night. You idiot.
Was it Bernie?
The problem with Bernie, we was never laughing at him. He just always thought we were. Anyway, anything else we need to talk about right now?
Those are all the stories I remember. I don't know. I'm sure there's 100 more, but those are the good ones. I remember.
We mentioned Chuck, so we'll have enough information there.
We didn't go over
bother
Chuck's
him.
list.
Yeah, let's go over Chuck's
Let's take a break and
Yeah.
we'll come
list.
back.
We got to do the bourbon testing too.
Yeah, we got to do the bourbon tasting.
Testing.
Testies. 1, 2, 3.
Then we'll come back and torment Chuck as well.
All right, let's do that.
Take a break.
We'll be right back.
All right, we're back on. We came all this way to Hollywood, Florida, to see Jerry Seinfeld tonight at 8. So we had the topic on it written down at some point about comedians. Hold
We got
on. Got it. Lance and I both have been lifelong fans of stand-up comedy. It's one thing I know a little bit about. I think I've followed comedians since I was a child, and Mama, she probably don't appreciate this, but she put me on to George Carlin, who it blows my mind to think about now. But he used to have these HBO specials that were just awesome.
He was my first.
Oh my God! And he's so funny. And I remember Mama would wake me up the next morning.
And then Richard Pryor, and then Eddie Murphy, and then it just blossomed from there.
And Carlin told me, I remember Mama coming the next morning laughing, telling me the joke he told about the frog legs. What they do with the rest of the frog? He just pictured the frogs coming out of the back of the kitchen on crutches.
And the walkers.
The walkers. What the hell, man? She thought
I think there was a wheelchair involved at one point.
Stupid stuff like that. But yeah, before we started recording, we was talking about Brian Regan, and who I used to watch all the comedy specials on HBO and Showtime or whatever we had at the time.
You were the first one that had cable.
Maybe.
That's why I was over there so much. That's what.
Had the old school boxes at one channel. You turn on channel 3 and flip it up.
We had 3. Remember there was.
Oh, yeah, CBN or something.
What was the one? Yeah, there was one down.
Yeah, it was like the Trinity Broadcasting Network or Christian Broadcasting Network.
Yeah.
And it would go up, you could see naked people, and go down, you'd see preaching.
Right.
So we were watching. It was, I think Jerry hosted it actually, and this is another tie-in. So Jerry Seinfeld hosted, I think it was the Aspen Comedy Festival, and they had Mario Joyner, Wayne Cotter, and those other comedians. And then this guy I didn't know, Brian Regan, came on. And the first time I saw it, literally couldn't breathe. He's doing that stupid thing about the spelling bee, and I was blown. I couldn't hear it all because I was laughing so hard. I had to go back and tape it
because you had to watch it. You had to watch it three or four times because you're blind.
His goofy butt.
You're blind. With you're laughing, you're crying, you're trying to the body movements.
It was bad. But the first time I saw him was that, and I recorded it, and I think it probably showed you. Then
Now the first thing I saw was Pair of Jokers.
Okay, that's him and his brother.
That's what you brought. Brian and Dennis Regan,
who's funny too, but Brian's he's by far got the best chops of that group.
Yeah.
That brought us around to watching comedians, and like I say, it started off way back with Carlin and Pryor.
We had to memorize it.
Yeah, that's right.
I can't remember what he said. Play it again.
But that was the big one. That made the difference for me. Then I started following him all the time. Then you start seeing, you get locked into one comedian, and you start seeing other people that they like, and then all the rest of them.
But then they start opening for I got this one. Acts. This one opens for Brian Regan, and that's when you start following it.
And Brian's always been clean, which I don't really care one way or another, but I guess a little bit of a challenge. And Jerry's been pretty clean, and now we're big Nate Bargatze fans, and I've seen him a couple times live. But just I guess I don't know if you still follow stand-up like you did before. Is this just your favorite comedians currently? I mean, I think I knew you knew of Nate before we come up here, but you listened to a couple of.
He's still Nate's one of my favorites. Jerry Seinfeld. People say he's from the '90s, but he's still funny. He's still funny to me.
I think so too. Yeah.
Sebastian.
This is not your list, Tammy. You're the producer.
No, she's the producer. So
interject names.
What was the suggestion?
Sebastian Maniscalco.
Yeah, I don't. He's funny, but for me he's mid.
Yeah.
He's not next level for me. Right. But Nate makes me cry.
Yeah, Nate's very funny. His stories are really good.
I heard the new one. We played a new one on the way down here yesterday, and I was wiping tears, from my face driving, and that's what I judge.
Yeah, that's right.
That's how I judge the special.
If I laugh uncontrollably,
was the Netflix special successful?
Yeah.
Okay. Right. If I'm wiping tears from my face,
I'm teary-eyed.
You did good.
I can determine it pretty quick because stand-up comedy is subjective, but it's binary too. I mean, you either pick it up immediately and it's funny, or I can't watch it. If it's not funny, I feel bad for the comedian and I can't watch it. So it's
that's usually determined within the first 2 minutes.
Yep. You got to get me, or I'm gone forever. and he does. I mean,
Especially with serious and
Oh, yeah.
you know all the other things. It's just if you
Yeah,
don't
you start with a bad
if I'm
joke
not
and-
engaged, then
Yeah.
you're gone.
it's too bad, really, because there could be the next 3 jokes
They
would be
might-
fantastic.
They could be good, but you let off with the wrong one.
See, I like
Not
Nate's
my
great.
fault.
No, that's
Not-
right.
not my
It's
fault.
on you, buddy. Yeah, Louis C.K. is good.
Love Louis C.K.
Bill Burr, I like the Bill's very angry, but he's very funny.
All the headliners,
Yeah.
all the headliners are good.
Dave Chappelle's probably the best. I mean, I do love Nate, and but Dave is just like every time, and Nate's too. I haven't seen Nate tell a bad joke, but Dave can just seems like he just wander on stage and just be funny. It's like he don't even write it. It just
What did
comes out
Nate
of his
say
head.
yesterday? I told the whipped cream thing 3 times, and they got nothing, and I got nothing. So I was ready to leave. Sometimes it's not you.
That's right.
Sometimes it's them.
Just doesn't work.
Sometimes it's them.
It's just not a couple that's going to be together. Yeah, those are some good ones.
If I see you walk out of a Starbucks and throw a coffee in the garbage can immediately, then I know what you're dealing with.
Yeah, I was trying to think of some of the. Tammy doesn't like everybody that I like. I've gotten more and more involved in the fringe ones. No, Shane Gillis is not fringe anymore, but he was at first. And then I like Mark Norman. I like Tammy doesn't like Mark. There's some, and they're not like, and they are becoming to be headliners, I guess, but they're not the traditional. I like the storytellers.
Well, and that's what it is. You have to listen. They call it a callback,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of callbacks in their comedy, and that's you either like it or you don't.
That's right.
And that's where
That's a Mark
that's
Norman
where
thing
we're
for
at.
sure, yeah.
And where we're at. You build up for 45 minutes,
And then you hit him with that.
and then you hit them with that one. It's like, oh, I was in the bathroom.
What are you talking about?
I was in the bathroom then. You know, I was waiting in a line for a hot dog for 45 minutes. What are you talking about?
That's a good point. Tammy, the Leanne Morgan, the female comedians, traditionally not to be misogynistic at all, but they just haven't.
Easy.
There's not many of them.
Easy.
That I care much for.
Easy.
I did like Ellen. I always thought Ellen was a good stand-up, but then Tammy introduced me to Leanne Morgan, who's from Tennessee as well. She's hilarious.
She's funny.
Yeah. The Michelle Wolf. There's a handful of them that I really like. They're really good. And some of them just come out just be slimy and dirty, and they talk about sex or whatever, and it's going to be funny. But the joke has got to be there. It's just nothing.
We got that yesterday.
That's right. Yeah, exactly.
And Tammy with a while didn't enjoy that.
No, it wasn't good. It
Yeah.
wasn't funny. I mean, you can talk about it.
I didn't enjoy it either.
if it's funny, but you got to make it funny.
It's funny for your friends.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't
know.
Share it with them.
I'm of the mind that you can't offend anybody. If it's funny, it's funny. If it's not, it's not. I don't care what you're talking about.
Right.
You can make anything
I don't care.
funny.
You can make politics funny.
Yeah, it's hilarious sometimes. Most of the time it is.
Yeah.
But you can make it funny, or you
The
can't make
last
it funny.
4
But
years was hilarious. We're
Old
not going to
sleepy
get into
joke.
that either.
That's a whole nother podcast. We have to get Charlotte
That's
on
a
that
different
one.
channel. Oh,
Mama
is your
would
mother?
love on it, be on that
Oh,
one.
is your mother involved in that one?
She would love to be involved with
Okay.
that one. It could last. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we get somebody to represent the east side. What else? So comedians. We're going to talk about Chuck's. You got to piss Chuck off here, and Chuck will get his input for sure.
Has he subscribed yet?
I don't know. I got to get on about that.
Is,
Chuck, we're never going to grow if we
where-
can get one of the
where we-
participants.
Well, you're one to talk. You don't ever tell anybody we have it.
Chuck told somebody another planner.
Chuck
come-
told somebody.
He does.
Is that your marketing?
He's done
Is that your?
Yeah, well,
I
show where
took
the bar
strategic
is.
marketing when I was
This
in
is a bar.
BSU.
Somebody asked me about it, and I cringe. Ugh. And then Chuck tells people that we work with, because Kevin McKinney came in the hallway. Well, it's the podcast going. It's like, oh, God. What do you know about it?
Somebody.
Chuck was telling me you shouldn't be
Somebody
embarrassed about it.
told somebody about my podcast.
It's my
I
worst.
can't
it's
have
wor-
that.
It's my worst nightmare.
I can't have that.
No. Don't listen to that. So I just want to, I don't know, it'll get better as it goes.
How are we ever
hopefully.
going to get, or how are you ever going to get to 20?
No, we hit it right. 20.
Are you still at 18?
Each guest.
Are you still at
Before you
18?
be on the show, you have to subscribe. I don't know what I'm at, actually. I don't even look.
It was 18. Let's hit the Google machine.
Jamie will do it.
Jamie. Who's Jamie?
Joe Rogan's producer. He's always said, hey, Jamie, pull that up. Jamie is like a magician. He can get stuff up before Joe even asks for it almost.
Quicker than Tammy?
Yeah. Let's see. Well, obviously.
Yeah, Timmy's slow.
Jamie's squinting to see his phone.
I can't see.
My glasses are all the way over here. Old people problems. Hers off?
Yeah, I turned
The
hers
sleepy
off.
one?
Yeah. I turned hers off with the mic. She can turn it back on. She
When she wakes up.
comes around bored. One of our we have 2 audience members. One of them's asleep.
The studio
17,
audience
we
thing.
lost
The
somebody.
studio audience thing didn't work out for us, did
It
it?
did not. We got
We're
alive.
putting them to sleep.
They're alive, but they're asleep. Tammy said we have 17.
Anybody got a mirror?
Gotta check one. Call hotel security.
The most views are the 41 views.
No, we need
Episode
subscribers.
2.
17.
17?
So we lost one.
Chuck?
Oh no.
Did Chuck unsubscribe?
Al M. He didn't want to be mentioned.
So who did we mention? So do we
You
need to
think call
work?
him out? Yeah.
We need to work this backwards.
Maybe.
How many names have we mentioned in this podcast and caused
Well-
them to unsubscribe?
The great thing about the software that I use, whatever it's called, River something, whatever it is, it puts it all in text, and you can search. I can search like
And find out who it is.
I can
Let's
find out.
call them out on the next one.
I can delete their names. So you won't hear it. Yeah, that'd be easier. So we got 17 whole subscribers, which I don't know how we're going to get any more than that.
We miss you, number 18.
I know. Come back and see us.
We miss you, number 18. We'll do better.
It's a sad state of affairs. But so what was we going to the comedy thing? We kind of did that.
Before we get away from
Chuck's-
that, why would you unsubscribe?
I do that to people on YouTube.
Do
I just
you?
don't.
They just piss you off that much?
No,
Or it's just...
It just clutters up my
your
subscriber
feed?
feed.
Okay.
I don't
The
wanna-
notifications?
Yeah, something. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't do it often, but every once in a while, so I don't look at them no more.
So what is 1 of 18? What is that percentage? You just pissed off
Well, all I'm going by is what you told me.
7%?
I don't even know how many was on there.
I might be making that
You
up.
round up to 6%. It's 0.55555 or 0.05. So Chuck's list was Chuck Chapel.
And Chuck, if you do happen to be listening, there's a subscribe and like button on this podcast.
Yes. If you want, you can even comment down below. Nobody's commented yet. I don't know if it should be one of us to comment first. That would be
No, that's cheesy.
It's a little on the nose.
Yeah,
So
a little presumptuous.
Chuck's topics, his first topic he sent me the other day he wanted to talk about, and he will get his opportunity for sure, but Oscars. He was puzzled in retrospect of how Forrest Gump, I don't know what year this was. Do you recall what year it was?
94.
Was it 94?
I'm not. I don't have a Google machine in front of me, but
Well, you said it with authority, so I assume you're right.
That's
Forrest Gump beat out Pulp Fiction and Shawshank, plus beat movies ever. Oh, no, never mind. It goes off the rails there. But he was concerned that the Forrest Gump beat.
I want to hear that part.
I'm sure. I don't think he really went through this very well.
Does it wander off
It's
into
Forrest Gump.
midget porn?
Yeah, no,
and,
this is,
94, you're right.
no, it was 94. So Lance was right. No, it says Oscars. And
I'd never get
apologies
tired
to
of hearing
Chuck.
that.
He's sending me a text just to give me the ideas, not to actually proofread it. But Forrest Gump beats out Pulp Fiction
Autocorrect.
and Shawshank, plus beat movies ever and fuck the Oscars. So somehow I got off the rails. He got angry mid sentence.
Let's dissect that.
I don't know if I can. But the main point
Let's
being
beat.
Forrest Gump beats out Pulp Fiction and Shawshank.
Let's say
Pulp
best.
Fiction.
Let's say make beat best.
Forrest Gump beats out. I think he's
Best,
on pace.
best.
Forrest Gump beats out Pulp Fiction and Shawshank. And then but the last part, because the P is capitalized, plus beat movies ever and fuck the Oscars.
Plus best movies.
Plus best movies ever. Yeah, maybe best movies ever. He's going with blast with this. Plus,
Chuck,
yeah,
if you could call in
the live radio show. Forrest Gump beats us.
3 weeks later when we get this produced.
So if we fix this, I think it's Forrest Gump beats out Pulp Fiction and Shawshank, plus best movies ever and Oscars. Okay. So we'll say just the whole Forrest Gump thing.
There's no commentary necessary.
No, it's kind of a stupid.
Yeah,
joke.
that's
I think that's a Hollywood thing that nobody cares about other than Hollywood. Of those three
Check the
movies,
ratings on those shows over the last
yeah,
4 or 5 years.
unless you have Ricky Gervais hosting, I'm not really that interested.
Right.
So Forrest Gump beats out Pulp Fiction and Shawshank. So of those three movies, what would be your favorite?
Now or then?
Now.
Has it changed?
Yeah,
Yes, it has.
changed.
It absolutely has.
Well, yeah, because at the time I didn't see Pulp Fiction. I didn't watch it until years later.
So what are the three?
Forrest Gump, Pulp Fiction, and Shawshank.
My favorite movie in 1994 was Forrest Gump.
Yeah, me too.
My favorite movie out of those three today
Yep.
is Shawshank. After I read the short stories.
Yeah. I don't know.
But Pulp Fiction is a classic.
It
If
is.
you can't make me rank those three. You
so
pick three.
different.
You've picked three movies that I cannot rank 1, 2, 3.
Well, they're other than
But I
being
can
movies,
still say, yeah, they're movies. They're all
three
movies.
but that's
they're
it.
all movies.
What's your favorite movie, Lance?
of all time. You had to list.
That's a good one.
If it's a security question on your credit card.
Come back to that.
Nobody ever asked you that?
No, they ask me that all the time, and I say the same thing.
So
Come
what's your
come
default?
back to-
Oh, it'll come back to you.
Come back to that.
I have a default, but I haven't really given it much thought in a long time because that does change.
It changes over time.
I don't think yours has changed.
I don't think it has either. Some winners out there, but I can name them.
So if you're thinking about, okay, there's a bunch of movies on television right now. What is one you're going to watch every time? I'm going to watch Shawshank every single time that it comes on
Okay.
television. The unedited version. You know, not the TNT, not the TNT
Yeah,
version, or
I hate edited music.
the Paramount version.
I don't
I'm
do
going to
that
watch the IFC version.
Yeah. No, I like Shawshank. I don't know if I'd watch it every time.
I do. I watch
Yeah,
it. I
every
watch
time.
it every single time.
How about Cobra?
Okay, I'm so glad that is on my list. I'm so glad that you brought that up.
Chuck and I have hard to discuss Cobra, I think.
I'm so glad that you brought that up.
But it does come on. I do
I was
watch
furious. I was furious that you would degrade a cinematic gem
it. Such as
like
Cobra. I don't know.
And then you doubled down. When I say you,
I don't think you understand all those words.
When I say you, I mean you and your podcast friend Charles, Tango and Cash.
So yeah, you
Y'all
heard
trashed that. Have I seen that one?
No,
Did you ask me if I
heard-
just
you
have I
heard the
seen that one?
podcast. So what is your take on that?
I'm a
Do you have
subscriber.
Unlike Chuck.
and I liked it.
Charles.
I like the podcast, and I subscribed to it. And then you trash one of the greatest movies ever, one of the
Which
greatest
movie?
80s movies ever. Both of them,
Okay, both of the greatest.
Tango and Cash, and Cobra.
Now, is that a certain genre
both of you-
of movie that
Yes,
you're
the 80s,
classifying
the
those?
80s action movies.
Oh,
the
80s action movies. So now
There's a
if you drop the bar low enough.
That's a
maybe.
That's where
Yeah,
I'm at.
Okay.
So if we're going to sit in here tonight and watch 80s action movies,
What are you going to watch?
it's going to be Tango and Cash,
Tim's very
Cobra.
fun dates.
Then you pissed me off even more when you didn't even know the make and the model of the car that Cobra drove.
Yeah, I couldn't remember. It's a Mercury.
I
ain't
know.
it? Is it some? I don't know
It's a Mercury.
It's a Mercury.
Y'all got that part right.
I can't remember the
Y'all
year.
fucked up the year. It was a 50 Mercury. The license plate was
50.
right on. The license plate was right on the front, and y'all ignored it.
It's such a horrible movie. But
I almost
I enjoyed the
unsubscribed.
car.
I almost unsubscribed that day.
Were you 18?
would have been down to 16.
The movie. There's a picture of Jeff and myself on front of somebody's car with at the Alabama Triple Village Cinema, and the three movies.
Oh, I forget.
Yeah,
wow.
There's Ferris Bueller, Cobra, and I can't remember the third movie.
You remembered it one time.
Yeah.
In the same.
They're
at the same
out the same time.
So
Ferris
that would have
Bueller
been
is my
85.
favorite movie from that time.
Ferris
for sure.
Bueller would have been 80. No,
We can look at that. Just get the Google machine.
no, that's going to be fault. That's not going to be accurate because
Ferris
just
Bueller.
the day that it came to Brunswick was not the day that it was released.
It's an 86 film for Ferris Bueller.
So we were driving. So it might have been.
Cobra. I don't think I found that picture right quick. I
Cobra
did.
was older. than
Cobra,
Ferris.
no, 86.
Is it?
Yep. I don't know where this picture store.
And then the
come across
last,
there once in a while.
the third one in 86. It would have been the summer of 86.
Probably.
It's going to be some weird Molly Ringwald movie.
Maybe.
Dirty Dancing.
Sweet 16, 16 candles.
Here it is right here. I got a picture. It is
You got a picture of the marquee?
Back to School, Rodney Dangerfield.
No.
Yeah, if you look at in the background. You have to blow it up to see it.
And I'd have to have my glasses on.
That's right.
I'm going to take your word for
It's
it.
Back to School, Alabama Triple Cinema. Back to School, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and Cobra.
Wow.
That's a good weekend at the movies right there.
That was. Which one do you go see? I know
It's a
which
drama.
one we went to see.
I saw Back to School too. I remember seeing that one.
Because you threatened to pluck every blonde hair out of Lee Joyner's body.
That was a different movie theater. That was Lanier, and that was at the edge of Shadow Woods. It was a horror movie. It was a horrible horror
Was
movie.
it not? I thought that
Remember
was.
we had those tall boy Budweiser cans we were rolling down because of the downhill slope.
Yeah, you just put them under the seat in front of you, and that's how you dispose of them.
It was pissing Lee off.
It was.
We were rolling those damn cans down the.
I swore that was Ferris Bueller.
I think that was and I don't know why I remember the name of that. It's The Edge of Shadow Woods. Is that a real movie? Edge of Shadow Woods.
Probably not.
It
Yeah, I
was
think
so
it was.
bad. Yeah. What year was that? No, it's Edge of Shadows.
You just corrected my memory.
Maybe. Let's see, Woods. I don't know why. We never saw horror movies, but for whatever reason, it felt like a good idea to go see that one.
Nothing else.
Edge of Shadows, Woods, reverse. No. I may be misremembering.
I thought we were all in Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
And it's me and you. Who the hell knows? We might both be wrong.
We were in Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Edge of Shadow.
Wood.
Woods.
I thought we had a producer for all this.
Listen, y'all went off the
What?
rails long ago.
What were we supposed to be talking about? Legend of Shadow Woods. That's a book. No, apparently I'm The Edge of Shadows. No. I don't know. It was a really bad movie, whatever it was. And it probably wouldn't be mentioned on Google even if I was right. Anyway, yeah, I remember. So you were there that night too. Because I remember like the Lee Joyner, who I was
There was three.
very close
There was
friends
three.
with.
There was three different groups, and we all knew each
That's
other.
right.
But there
And
was
we were
three.
screaming at each other
We
across the
just
street.
we didn't go to the theater
To watch a
together.
movie.
No, well, we didn't go to the theater to watch a movie, but we didn't go to the theater together.
Yeah.
We just happened upon each other, and it was our group, their group, another group, and it was epic.
Yeah,
it was.
they're all
It was
older than
epic.
us. So yeah, they're
One or two. There was a group that was 1 or 2 years older than us. Jay Wiggins and
Yeah.
Lee Joyner and that crowd.
Kevin probably was there.
Kevin
Willis.
Yep, he was there. Mouse.
Mouse, that's right. So, all right. His next topic was what movie, book, or which movie?
Before
book,
we get away from Ferris Bueller,
yeah.
that's in my top 10.
Of all movies, yeah.
Period.
Easily.
I can't tell you my favorite, but I can tell you he's in.
Yeah.
Ferris Bueller's in my top 10.
I think Chuck and I discussed that. That was part of which character would you be in high school, and to be Ferris Bueller. Good Lord, it's like being Elvis.
Yeah. You asked me
You run everything.
which movie character would I want to be, and I had an
At
answer for that
age.
one.
Oh yeah, would it be Ferris?
No.
Oh,
Which one?
at,
Which,
at that age, at 17 years old, would you be here Ferris Bueller?
Yeah, in high school. Mm-hmm. Yeah, which high school character would I want to be? It'd be Ferris Bueller.
Yeah.
He's it.
Well,
he was the king.
this was
He was the
perfect,
king.
yeah.
Change my absentee, my absent days for,
Yeah,
from 9 till
in front of the principal's
2
face. Yeah,
while he's watching it count while he's watching it count down.
it's a great movie.
And Grace is picking pencils out of her
One
her
after
wig.
another, I know.
But then my favorite character, if I want to be any movie character, it'd be Superman.
Yeah,
That's easy,
Yeah, it's hard to beat Superman.
hands down. Next,
Yeah, I know. I don't know who else should be. Because it does say character, it doesn't say human or anything else. So,
and I'll take the
I don't know
'70s.
who I'd be
I'll take
then.
the '70s Superman.
really,
Yeah.
the 45th horse.
Yeah,
I don't know who I'd be. Once you bring up Superman, it's hard to pick against that.
hit me with it. What you got? What'd you say, Forrest Gump?
Yeah.
With his leg braces?
I did like Forrest Gump. Yeah.
With his leg
I
braces?
always wanted to play for Alabama. Sometimes I don't make the best decisions. Well, he made great decisions. He was just not very smart. And that's kind of. I
He
make good
must be the
decisions.
stupidest son of a bitch, but he sure is
He
fast.
sure can run. Yeah, that'd be Forrest Gump. That'd be fun life. Except the whole Jenny thing. She tormented him.
Yeah, she's a whore.
I'd have choked her down. I'd buy it. She'd been buried in a tree, but it'd been much earlier in the movie.
I would have got to her long before AIDS did.
Oh yeah, she'd never made it that far. I'd have forgotten about her. She'd been gone out of my life.
Oh yeah, I do remember her. By that time.
Let's do the bourbon. Let's go eat.
The bourbon. Okay. Oh yeah, it's almost 3
Bourbon
o'clock.
and
Okay, so now it becomes the bourbon tasting, and today we're trying, which some Lance has already had. He brought it to my house one time before, but he drank the whole bottle. I wasn't allowed to have any. But
No,
it's
you chose not to.
It's a Woodford Reserve, Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey.
Is that from St. Augustine?
It is not. That's another debate we can have later, I guess. But I was under the presumption, or I thought this was good information, that bourbon was only made in Kentucky. But apparently, I've been corrected, you can make bourbon anywhere. Depends on who you are. But so I found a bourbon today in Total Wine that was made in Florida. I found another one that was made in Indiana, but it still had bourbon on the label. My understanding, if it's not made in, it's whiskey. If it's made anywhere outside of Kentucky, Kentucky only makes bourbon, or they can only state they could make bourbon.
They can only label it as bourbon.
Okay, but it's the same. I mean, I get it. It's
Right.
whiskey's whiskey, but because also I got
And Kentucky tried to argue forever that the water, you have to get water
well
out of
out of
Kentucky to make bourbon, but
I don't know. I mean,
then the government got involved, and then
Now it's off the rails for sure.
Yeah, you know how that ends up.
so Tammy's look at Tammy trying to.
So
open
we
it up.
can,
That's a cork, I think. Maybe.
Pull it, yeah.
Yeah,
All right, how much?
not much. Just a taste. That's good.
You can do
Is
that again.
So
Do that again.
do what you did again.
Yeah,
No,
I'm gonna.
Damn it, do it your damn self.
Thank you,
it's just a taste.
producer.
So, is the Chuck's grading scale, which I like it. It's either you drink it neat, which is like the top shelf stuff you consider your favorite. Drink it on ice, which is the next step down because it waters it down a little bit, makes it not so. If it's kind of harsh, it kind of levels it out.
And then mixers.
Or then mixers. Yeah.
Right.
So there's 3 different grades.
Yep.
He applies to.
Agreed, but okay, that's good.
And none of us know
like-
anything about bourbon as far as it's got a woody kind of none of that shit.
Yeah,
It's
before
just-
we get into this, I need to. We got to talk about that too because
Yeah.
I've been referred to as
the bourbon connoisseur,
that one of many. I was the friend.
jackass.
You know,
Or
the
is that-
guy.
Where are we going
yeah,
with this?
I know some dude. I was referred to as some dude one time. But yeah, bourbon connoisseur is. I've drank it. If that's your qualification for bourbon connoisseur, then I accept.
But it's also drank Mr. Boston vodka. So, are you a
and I
vodka
don't know what
connoisseur?
shelf that came off of either. But yeah,
It was toward the bottom. I'm
I'll give you my opinion.
Yeah,
if
that's kind of
why.
why I think I like Chuck's grading system is it kind of dumbs it down to people that just like good taste.
Exactly.
And I've drank enough.
And price does not determine
And
good bourbon.
Good point. This one's kind of the middle of the road. I think I've paid, it's a liter. I might have paid $50 for it. So it's in that neck of the woods. It's not Evan Williams. It's kind
This is a great in
and
terms
that's
of
total wine price. So.
in terms of Woodford for me. In terms of grades, is top shelf for me. I mean, I drink this neat all the time.
Okay.
So I mean, it's just one of my favorites, and that might take away from my connoisseur title.
Maybe not. I mean,
but this is
this is
a good one.
We've been drinking together for years. We'll drink anything.
And when you have to peek over the counter to see the bottom shelf, hey, hand me one of those.
Drinking on a budget.
What you got for $4?
Yeah, how much can I get for $4? All right, cheers.
Cheers. I like the vanilla note that you get on the back end.
I like that. It makes me hear a dog bark.
That's for Chuck.
And it made me hear. I heard a dog bark when I drank it.
That dog has been there for 2 days.
His pets. Yeah, he's been barking.
Yeah, he's been barking for 2 days. Hey, producer. I need a refill.
No, you have to have a scotch.
Oh yeah,
If you want to. Oh, that's
double
completely
bonus,
up to you.
Double bonus.
Why? You don't.
I was surprised. I had scotch 30 years ago. Jeff left a bottle at my house, and I never drank it. And one time I said, "Let me taste this." It was horrible. Now that's been a long time ago, and my taste buds have probably been developed over time. But Chuck had more scotch at his house than he wanted to drink. Apparently, somebody gave him a bottle, and he gave me that bottle, of white labeled Dewar's. And I took it, and I didn't drink it for a few days. I tasted it finally. It's like, hey, this ain't too bad. So that's where Chuck's concerned that him not liking, because he's introduced me to new alcohols that I did not previously partake in.
But the bourbon,
That's different.
The Woodford Reserve,
Yeah.
for me, I mean, I can drink it
You like it better in Bullet?
neat. Yeah,
Do you?
I do.
I like the Bullet too. It was good.
Yeah, the Bullet's good. The Woodford for me is it's not next level, but it's in terms of my preference, it's a notch above Bullet.
Chuck has some. We had a box of it. I think he had to buy some more.
A box of bourbon.
He had the bottle came in a box. It was a very nice box. He's going to kill me if I don't remember the name of it.
Can we get that wine out of the box
Yeah,
and into the bowl?
I don't drink wine much, but apparently that's the goal. He had another, and he had it on the shelf of his bar, and I can't remember the name of it. But it was some high dollar stuff. He said it was really good. But
Pappy Van Winkle.
yeah, that was it. I think that was one of them.
That's a good one.
I think it's.
If you've got extra money,
it was not cheap.
If you got extra cash lying around that you haven't.
Is it that much better? I want to try it at some point. I say, is it that much better if I put like Bullet or this or something? Am I going to be real to tell that there's a $200 difference?
No. What'd you pay for the Woodford? $60.
I think it was 50 or $60.
Yeah, that's like middle of the road.
Yeah.
And
That's a $20 bottle of Evan Williams size,
Pappy Van Winkle is just marketing,
Yeah.
in my opinion. But I mean, it's a very, very good bourbon. You can drink it neat. I can drink that neat.
Yeah.
But again, it's personal preference.
I just like ice. I just like it being chilled. But I do like.
Well, you can't drink that. You can't drink that. You're weed eating. You know, your front sidewalk.
Yeah. That's right.
You know,
You're out there with the edger.
I got a chainsaw. I'm gonna cut the limbs out of this tree.
No.
I think I could go for some Woodford Reserve right now, but I'm gonna do it neat.
Yeah.
That's not what that's for.
It's more of a sipping whiskey.
But if it's 20 degrees outside, yeah, you're gonna enjoy that.
Yeah. And I have gotten more into where I enjoy the neat or on ice anyway. I don't drink things neat, but to Chuck's point though, the ones that you can drink neat or enjoy neat, they taste better than the others.
They do.
If you got to mix half Coke in there, then
right? And some bourbons, at least for me, require a little bit of ice because you need a little.
you got to
tone it.
Yeah.
You got to tone it down a bit.
If you start drinking straight liquor, it don't take.
But then-
it could be early nights easily. Especially knocking back beers before that.
How much does a size cost?
It could be bad. So yeah, try your scotch there. See what you think about that.
Okay, so let me tell you my Scotch story.
Okay, you got one.
Yeah. I tried it. Let's see. How old are you? You know what I mean?
Jesus. Never mind. Don't try the scotch.
That was the show over.
Everyone's
Is the
had
show
enough.
over?
Yeah. That's how we know.
So 35 years ago, 35 years ago. So, you know Amos.
Yeah.
So we're hanging out with his in-laws, and he drank. Amos's father-in-law drank scotch. That's like Cutty Sark
Oh wow. Yeah.
and water.
No,
Okay.
no monkey shoulder for him.
Nothing. Yeah, nothing good. So, okay, I'm a grown up now, right? I'm 22, 23, whatever it is. I'll do a Cutty and water. Yeah, this is horrible. I'm not enjoying.
It tastes like some sort of cleaning
I'm
fluid
not
or something.
enjoying
Yeah.
this. Do you want me to clean your your wooden furniture? And you said this is Doers, and it was
This
like
is white label Doers.
It was $9 for the bottle.
No, that bottle was, I think it was like $25 maybe. That's total wine prices. So
So let's do a grown up
yeah, try it.
tasting of this and see what we got.
Cheers.
Cheers.
It's definitely different from bourbon, but it's got a weird, almost sweet taste to it to me. But did you hear dogs bark at that time too?
Is that real? Are the dogs barking? The
getting-
dogs barking are real.
We've barely
Is
had
that-
anything to drink. But if I'm hallucinating already, we need to call it a night.
Pour me another Doers.
So what'd you think?
It's not Tammy with a Y barking. We know that.
No, it's not. She's not even.
And that's
thinking
snoring.
about it.
That's snoring.
She may be dreaming of him.
That's been going on for 2 days.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
There's a wolf in our building.
Is there?
It appears to be. I don't know. It's a black guy with a wolf.
But
I
the
didn't drink it all,
Scotch, if that's all I had, I could drink that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's a glowing.
No, that's where I was with it because I did not want to try it. I was like, I had Scotch 20 years ago and it was horrible.
That's not bad.
But no, it didn't. That's not expensive stuff, really.
I wouldn't mix it with anything.
No, I don't know what
think.
you would mix it with. That's kind of weird.
I wouldn't put ice on it.
Yeah, I have drank it with ice, but I don't know what you'd mix it with. I'm sure there are things, but I don't.
Water seems to be the thing,
Scotch
but
and water.
I don't know. But I could drink that neat.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I'll get a little peppery. I mean, I know Chuck's not a big fan of my
No. He has
the
lots
flavor,
of words
the
too.
flavor,
He doesn't
the,
enjoy
the
using them
flavor
here.
notes, but
Is it basically comes down? Is it
I don't
good
want a
or not?
hint of cherry.
No.
There's a hint of
I don't know what
cherry.
that means.
There's a hint of cherry, and I gotta. And after it finished, there was a waft of vanilla.
Honestly though, there is something sweet or vanilla about it. It's
Are you just saying that?
no, I'm not saying there's something that makes
But
it.
there was something on the back end
Yeah,
that just
it's a little sweet note to it.
yeah.
I don't know. And I don't know if that's the only Scotch
I'm
I
not a
would
Scotch
like.
connoisseur by any. I'm not a bourbon
no one is.
connoisseur.
But relative
That's the
to
only
this,
reason
you
I'm on
are,
the
yeah.
show right now. But 17 subscribers.
Enjoy our
Salute.
liquor. Yeah, that's right. Holla.
I hope I haven't chased another one of you off.
No, we got to get the.
Come back, 18.
We have to get everything.
Whoever you are,
It
come
may
back.
take all three of us being together. We'll have to do it that way.
We gotta do
get
that.
Get up to 20. Yeah. So,
Subscribe, Chuck.
yeah. Come on, Chuck. Come on, man. Be a team player.
Do better.
All right. We got to get
Enjoy
ready
this.
and go eat.
Good night.
I'm glad we got Lance on here finally. We'll have to do it again.
For sure.
And everybody tell Tammy good night.
And you almost learned something.
That's right. Congratulations.